Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Graditam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvamanusangadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshini Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullara Vindayata Patra Netra Yena Tvaya Bharata Taila Purnaha Prajvalito Jnanamaya Pradipaha Prapanna Parijataya Tutra Vetraikapanaye Jnanamudraya Krishnaya Gita Mrituduhe Namaha Sarvopanishado Gavo Dukta Gopalanandana Partho Vatsasudhir Bhokta Dukdam Gitamritam Bahate Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Bhishmadrona Tataja Yadrata Jala Gandhara Nilotpala Shalyagrahavathi Kripena Vahani Karnena Velakula Ashwathama Vikarna Ghora Makara Duryodhana Vartinim Sotirna Khalu Pandavair Anati Kaivarthaga Keshavaha Parasharya Vachasarojamamalam Gitaarthagandotkatam Nanakhyanaka Kesaram Harikatasam Sambodhana Bodhitam Loke Sajjana Shakpatairaharaha Vepiyamanam Muda Bhuyat Bharata Pankajam Kalimada Pradvam Shinashreyase Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Bhante Paramananda Madhavam Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sanga Padakramo Panishadai Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyana Vastita Tadgatena Manasa Pasyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidusura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha Om. Om. We go to chapter 5. Om Shri Krishna Paramatmane Namaha Ata Panchamo Dhyayaha Dharma Sannyasa Yogo Nama Panchamodhyaya. The chapter's name is Karma Sannyasa Yoga. We have been chanting we have completed up to verse 19. I would like to do a quick recap from verse number 17. I will read verse 17 for you. You have the book, you can follow. Tadbuddhayastadatmanam Tadbuddhayastadatmanaha Tannishta Tatparayanaha Gacchantya Punaravrittim Jnana Nirduta Kalmashaha. You also read 18. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shuni Jaiva Shvapake Cha Pandita Samadarshinaha. We'll first see 17 and 18. Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya are all named for the same knowledge. It is about ourselves. Your essential self, your essential nature. Okay? And the essential nature is revealed to you as Ananda. Take away the essential nature, the object is no longer what it is. Careful, okay? Suppose you took ornament, gold away from ornament. Is it worth anything thereafter? No. Ornaments have their inherent value based only on the gold. In the same manner, you know what is the Jiva's essential nature? The Jiva's essential nature is Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. Satyam is that which is absolutely real. Existence, real existence. Jnanam awarefulness. Anantam, limitlessness. That which is limitless alone can be Anandam. So the essential nature of our you and me is Ananda. If Ananda goes away, is taken away from you, life is not worth living because you are not what you are. A lot of people who end their lives, they have concluded it is no longer possible to find happiness here. So they say, end it, looking for happiness elsewhere. I can't take this misery anymore. This is the Swarupa of the Jiva. You are in my Swarupa. Krishna reveals the Swarupa to you. Having revealed this, the teacher says in verse number 17, that Buddhaya, that must be a value to you. You must value Atmagyan. Now tell me, do you or do you not value your own Ananda? That must become, so a lot of people say, no, I want you to be happy. Hey, what is this happiness? Happiness is understanding. I am basically happiness in content. I am a being, a happy being. Human being is something incidental. We'll see all this in detail. That I am a happy being and that it's a matter of knowledge and can be revealed to me and I can get it. That must be a well assimilated value. You must have value for it. For example, a lot of people want to go to Kailash. You must have a value for going there. No, only then you will spend the money. And then you must be prepared for all that, all the taking the rigors, the oxygen shortage. Okay. So, Tat Buddhaya Adatmanam. Next step. Step 1, value for it. Step 2, I am Atma. I am not this body. I am Atma. At least general knowledge must be there. Okay, I am Atma. Third step. The Atma which is here is the same Atma which is everywhere else. Third step. That is called Tat Parayana. Then comes Tan Nishtha. It becomes a well assimilated, spontaneous knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Atma and the Atma alone exists. Everything else is mithya, dependent upon Atma for its existence. Teacher says that must be clear. So, value, I am Atma. Everything around me is Atma. And the fourth step, and that is when the whole thing clicks. That is when it becomes spontaneous. How spontaneous? Let's say an actor on stage or an actor on the movie. Does he have to sit down and rehearse? I'm not that, I'm this, I'm so and so, I'm so and so. No, you're spontaneously that. So that kind of spontaneity should happen. 17, he gives that. And in 18, he says, when that kind of spontaneity, even that relative spontaneity, I will not, relative thing starts working. We can't call it relative spontaneity. So careful with words. So when it starts working for you, even relatively, what happens? In chapter 2, Krishna said, Asocyan anvasochastvam pragyavadansya pashase gatasu agatasunscha na anusochanti pandita. Pandita is not just a scholar of a subject. It is given. Panditya is scholarly. That kind of Pandita is not. The Pandita is a person in this reference here. in chapter 2, and the reference here means the Pandita is an Atma Jnani, one who knows himself and who sees Atma alone everywhere. Such a person is a Pandita. So what is this Pandita's characteristics? He is Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. Sampanna means it's well assimilated. Vidya, and along with Vidya has come the humility. Water can flow only from the higher level to the lower level. Vidya can flow to you only when you have the humility. He is a Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. He is a Pandita. And he is a Samadarshi. We have to be very careful while understanding the word Samadarshi. Samadarshi, loosely translated, one who sees the same thing everywhere. Then that means there is a serious eye problem. Whatever I see the same thing. The eye problem. So here Darshana is insightfully understanding the content. You go to a jewelry shop, you are a Samadarshi. Whatever is in display there, whatever shape, size, weight, everything is gold and gold alone. Samadarshi. So he is a Samadarshina. And what does he see? So they are taking a scale and saying what are the things available there, okay? This is not a caste-based statement or anything like that. A lot of people twist it out and for convenience, and it's not a subject matter of our discussion here. All this twisting it out of shape started in 1930-32 only. Before that, people gave benefit out of it. It's only after 32 it all started. It's not a subject matter of our discussion. We'll see it sometime in a separate session, possibly. I'll talk to you about all that. He sees on that scale Brahmana. Brahmana is not a jadi Brahmana, a refined person. Brahma janati iti Brahma, a refined person whose values, simple living, high thinking, the words which you use. A Brahmana is a person whose value system is well assimilated. A well assimilated, refined person is a Brahmana. So Brahmana, Gavi, cows. Cows are very auspicious for us. It is Go Mata. That's why we don't eat them. Go Mata. Then Hastini, elephants. They're also auspicious. We see them as Ganesha. Okay, so Brahmana, cows, Hastini. Then come Shuni. Shuni means dog. Dog is not considered a very pure thing. And not considered pure. I'm nothing against people who rear dogs as pets and call them he, she, and things like that. I'm nothing against them, but Vedas say that it is not considered, it's considered an inferior creature, not considered exalted creature. Okay, such a person, such is called a Shuni, Shwapaka. Shwapaka means in this extreme, an unrefined person, an uncultured person who would eat anything, wear anything, and no discipline in life. He sees, the Pandita sees all of them Samadarshina. Careful. There are two realities here. In absolute reality, he sees Atma in all of them. In transactional reality, he deals with them appropriately. What does this Samadarshina have to do here? It means you can see the sameness only when you have Atma Jnanam. And when you have Atma Jnana, your transactional reality is aligned to Dharma. Your conduct and transaction with all of them will be aligned to Dharma. So suppose there is an unclean person, Swapaka, you will have to maintain certain physical distance from him and his household and things like that. But you don't hate him. You will not say the fellow is a dirty. You will perhaps use the expression, he is given to a life of indiscipline. The person will perhaps say his prarabdha, what to do. That may be the conversation. That's how he may speak. If this is not understood, you're going to have problems. You're going to have serious problems. Somebody who did not or maybe not understood it, but deliberately misinterpreted, it said, the fellow who comes to kill you is also only Atma. So get killed in his hands, there's no problem. Let there be a resurgent India, get killed in his hands. Maybe he knew it, but interpreted it conveniently for we don't know what. There you are being, your role is that of a protector of people, sir. You have a family to support. Your job is not just to get killed. Otherwise, Krishna would have not told Arjun, get up and fight, man. Uttishta. Get up and fight. He wouldn't have told. He would have said, okay, Bhishma is your grandfather, get killed. He didn't say that. So, Samadarshina doesn't mean he treats everybody equally. He treats everybody appropriately. You go into a gold shop. You will not buy a ring to wear it around your neck. You will use it appropriately. The same way, you will handle things appropriately. This has to be understood very clearly. So, repeatedly look at this verse. Samadarshina. सब एक जैसा है. Like for instance, in a school, a teacher in a classroom, the teacher sees all the boys as students. But the better student deserves a word of praise. The bully needs to be scolded. So appropriate treatment has to be there of people. Everything is same. So you sleep with a python. Next morning it would be python's breakfast. It doesn't work like that. Everything is the same. So you put it in your hand as scorpion and get stung. Is it? Doesn't make sense. You can't reinterpret all these things silly. You can't do convenient interpretation. If there is a doubt in interpretation, you have to rely on the Shastra. You have to go to the Bhashya. If there is a doubt, there is no other way out. Kapola Kalpana, imagining things and saying what is convenient is not. Base yourself on the foundation. Thereafter, you give what is important. That's why study under a guru is important. Study under a guru who is a parampara, one who knows the parampara, one who knows how to teach, one who knows how to employ words. It's very essential. I don't use a word out of place. What I teach is not my words. It is either heard straight from Swamiji or his students or his writings. No self-interpretation or speculation and gambolling around. Okay, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne. So he says, so we go to verse number 19. Ihaiva Tairjita Sargo Yesham Samye Sthiti Manaha Nirdosham Hisamam Brahma Tasmad Brahmani Te Sthitaha. Okay, now he says, those Yesham Manaha Samye Sthitam is able to see sameness everywhere. Okay? He, even in this Janma, is able to handle the whole world as though he has won over it. Handle in the sense as though he has won over the whole world, because knowing everything to be Paramatma, okay, you are free from dosha. Careful interpretation is necessary here. There are two levels of interpretation here. One, going to the interpretation which says, if you are able to have samatva bhava based on Atma Jnanam, you get moksha here and now. This is one way of explaining. This has to be supported with, in any other faith or discipline, they all talk about human being going somewhere. There is no hope here. You have to go hereafter to another place. You have to die, go someplace, and there you will get moksha. And moksha is different for different disciplines. In one place it is bread and wine, in another place it is, dates and women and greenery. Even here we have. Here nothing is no hope. You have to go to Vaikuntha, you have to go to Kailasha. There Krishna or Shiva will give you moksha. Okay, whereas the teacher says, Samye Sthitham. Okay, will you are well established in this knowledge, when you have Nishtha, when you have well established in this knowledge, you have here itself freedom. Okay, Nirdosham. You stop without clarity. You see things as defective. You see defects in creation. This is not okay. That's not okay. This is not okay. Samadarshana doesn't mean if something is of poor quality, you're going to appreciate it. You will know how to deal with it. It doesn't mean taking everything, putting above in one cap fits all. It's not like that. It is equity. You see things as coming out of the same karanam, but you have to do appropriately. Let's say you're dreaming, okay? You're dreaming. How does the dream happen? In the dream, you see a tiger. You run away from the tiger or go hug the tiger. Even in dream, the fear is real, no? So in absolute reality, there are differences. Eyes are meant to see differences. Nose is meant to pick up good smell, bad smell. Ear is meant to pick up cacophony or harmony or whatever sound. There's good touch, bad touch. You're supposed to pick up all this. But you know how to deal with it. And when your knowledge of dealing with the transactional reality based on absolute reality is clear to you, you are free from dosha. What is the dosha? Conflicts. Papa punya, bad actions, good actions. Am I right? Am I wrong? Regrets, anxieties, conflicts. They lose their grip on you. That's in what the teacher says in verse number 18. Now, taking further. Both the jnani and the ajnani see the same world. Just because you have Atma Jnanam, you don't see a different world. A dog will be a dog. A snake will be a snake. A poisonous snake will be a poisonous snake. A dinosaur will be a dinosaur. So that will be the same. That remaining the same. The world remaining the same. Your vision of the world and your attitude towards the world and the events undergo a quantum change. World remaining the same, how you deal with it transforms. You handle someone, everybody, the jnani will also get burnt. The jnani will also get hit on the hand. But how you handle the pain, that will change. So that's what the teacher explains in verse number 20. He says, Na praharshayet priyam pya prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, thira buddhir asammudaha, brahmavit brahmani stitaha. Once more. Na praharshayet priyam prapya, no dvijet prapya cha priyam, thira buddhir asammudha, brahmavid brahmani stitaha. This is how it's right. So, priyam prapya. Then you get pleasant outcomes. Priyam prapya. All of us like that. Na praharshayet. He does beside himself with joy. He doesn't lose himself. Na. Okay. Udvijet. Udvijet means, get sucked into or get angry or resentful. Apriyam prapya. When unpleasant results come to you, apriyam prapya na udvijet. Priyam prapya na praharshayet. What a boring fellow. Something happened, no reaction. Unpleasant happened, no reaction. Reactions will happen both in jnani and ajnani. Definitely happen. We have seen so many places. We were arranging a lecture for Pujya Swamiji in Kolkata. He sat there and he said the mic system was not satisfactory. So from the look in his face, we could make out that he was unhappy. Imagine, I go and quote him, Swamiji, if it doesn't put pleasant outcome, you should not take it like that. Okay. See, mic system, you're lecturing in a hall of about 400 people. Unless the mic system is there, what kind of lecture I'm going to do? He said, don't mind if I take 15 minutes longer. Please go set this system. This is the kind of feedback I want. Can you work on it? So we worked on it and got it going. So next day, he said, go to the hall 2 hours in advance and see that this is how it works. And next day when he went, he said, hey, good job. So he responded to a pleasant outcome in a manner and he responded to an unpleasant outcome in a different manner. So when we say, Priyam prapya, nadvijet apriyam prapya, it doesn't mean that he is unhappy or he is indifferent. It means the outcomes do not control him. He doesn't yell at you. He doesn't yell at you. He doesn't keep you on, what kind of system you have made for me. I cannot talk here. No. He said, I would prefer to talk and further, if the system is not working the way I want, we will possibly restrict our today's presentation to some shloka chanting and basic meaning of the shlokas. I'm going to find it difficult to explain the nuances of the Dakshinamurti Stotram with this kind of feedback coming from the audio system. How do you expect me to talk in this setting? No, not even very. Vidya Vinaya Sampanna. Remember, all of them go together. Even relatively, we are all intelligent. We don't yell at everybody. Okay, in some places we show restraint when it comes to happiness. restraint when it comes to sadness. We show all that in the relative map, in a relative way. Remember, keep this as an absolute value, and spontaneously, this person is like this. He enjoys happiness. He dislikes unpleasant things, but the pleasant and unpleasant don't control him. He controls his responses to the pleasant and unpleasant. How will it happen? It will happen only under this circumstance. Sthira buddhi, asammudha, brahmavit. Okay, brahmani stita. Second line is very, very important. You can have that kind of praharshayet, na praharshayet, na udvijet, provided you have sthira buddhi, you are asammudha, you are brahmavit, brahmani stitaha, you know Brahman, and in that Brahman you are established. Somebody will say, sir, how will it apply to you and me, sir? Perhaps to you, sir, but definitely not to me. The teacher is not going to let you go like that. This is Bhagavad Gita. If it doesn't work, but if you have come here to the class, it means some Purva Janma Punya is there. That's why you have come to the class. Having come here, I won't leave. If this doesn't work in this next Janma, I will follow you in the next Janma and teach you. That's assurance of the teacher. Okay. So, how do you get Sthira Buddhi? You've learned it so many times. We have learned it so many times. Recall SMN, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. This is how you reinforce. So, when you say na praharshet priyam papya, na udvijet apriyam prapya, so then you will immediately switch on to some earlier recordings or go back to chapter 2 and you will read that one. Dukkhesh anudvigna manaha sukeshu vigatasprihaha itaraga bhaya krodha sitadhirmuni ruchyate. You will go back and read that, listen to that, see your notes. A lot of people write notes and store it away carefully. And after 2 years, I will say, sir, I have all the notes of your class, sir, but he can't read what is it. So all your talks are there, sir, in my library. But which one have you heard? Perfectly, he can pick out and give it. He has not read anything. That is not so. Shravanam, barbar Shravanam, repeated Shravanam, Shravanam repeatedly, listen again and again and again and again, till it becomes a conviction. As long as it is in the book, it's not going to work. When it becomes a conviction, you don't know how it works. It has to be a conviction. Hey, do you drink water everywhere? No. Do you eat any kind of food? No. Would you take any kind of travel in any kind of train? Particular this time I should be like this. Room sheet must be clean. Washroom must be disinfected. Don't you have values for all that? It has become a conviction for you. This has to become a conviction. It comes from Shravanam. More importantly, two more things. Mananam and Nididhyasanam. I would like to dwell a little on Mananam. Mananam is meant for asking questions to yourself and to the teacher. Have I understood? Is it clear to me? Am I just nodding? Is it working? Do you think it will work? Am I convinced here? These are the questions you have to ask. And if you are not convinced, you have to listen again. Friday alone, Vedanta will not work. We are regular to all Friday classes. That alone won't do. You will say, I've got all your 86 stocks saved on my laptop. Tomorrow the laptop is corrected, all the 86 stocks are gone. It's not going to work. It doesn't matter if it's not on your laptop, but if the essence is here, it's okay. So, Mananam is important. Mananam is reflecting. How much have I understood? Is it clear to me? Can I relate? That's how Sthira Buddhi works. That is how you become an Asammuda. And that's how you become established in Brahma Vidya and in Brahman. Sthita. You become established, abiding in the knowledge. These two words, I love them. My teacher uses it, and therefore I also love it. And see how it has gone into the system. Alive to realities, abide in the absolute reality. Abide in knowledge, be alive to realities. You're able to chuckle because of the clarity given by the teacher. Abide in knowledge, be alive to realities. It can relate to anything. Things, relationships, titles, respect, disrespect, criticism. When somebody appreciates, oh, अच्छा लगता है. Somebody criticizes, definitely you don't like. But your happiness, your self-worth is not going to depend upon acknowledgement or running down. Your self-worth will remain self-worth if you are clear about the truth. What is the truth? Aham Ananda Swarupa. That's the truth. There's no other truth. Aham Ananda Swarupa. Aham Nitya Swarupa. Aham Satya Swarupa. I am Ananta Swarupa. And I function through the BMS, body, mind, senses complex. I have to play roles. Roles will require me to take decisions. Decisions will give me pleasant, unpleasant results. Pleasant results, I will be definitely pleased. Unpleasant results, I'll definitely be not as pleased. But I'm not going to dub myself as a success or a failure based on results alone. Knowledge, abiding with reality. Then people will appreciate. Fellow say, yeah, they'll use good English also. Use very good English to run you down. It's like that. The world is like that. Pleasant result. Defeating an enemy is a pleasant result. Defeating and killing your own relative is not a good pleasant result. So, and for this to happen, one must be well established in Brahma Vidya. Sthira Buddhi, Asammudha, Brahmavit. Brahmani Sthita. You abide in the knowledge. You are clear and you are steady. Sthira Buddhi. Now comes Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana is applying and claiming and owning up the teaching as your understanding. This is my understanding. How will I deal? This is I am to have a Samadarshanam. I am supposed to have Samadarshanam. If I have a mad dog attacking me, what should I do? Samadarshanam, I go hug a dog. I have to take protection. I have to call appropriate authority and tell them, hey, there's a mad dog here trying to bark and bite at people. Please take appropriate measures. Samadarshana. No, I'm not supposed to do all that. So, Samadarshana, you know how to handle things. You, in Nididhyasana, you relate every event in your life to your learning. I'm supposed to do this till it becomes spontaneous. But you don't become somebody like, what do they call it? A paranoid fellow looking back all the time. Okay? You're not paranoid. But at the same time, a certain refinement into what is proper and the value system get assimilated in you. You know what is proper. You know what is dharma when you are established in the path. You know what is right. You know how to advise what is right, and you know when to keep quiet. Wisdom works. So it's what verse number 20. Let's go to verse number 21. Bahyasparsh, Bahyasparshes avasthatma Vindayatmani yat sukham Sabrahma yoga yuktatma Sukhamakshayam ashnute Bahyasparsheshva saktatma Vindayatmani yat sukham Sabrahma yoga yuktatma Sukhamakshayam ashnute. We'll read the next one also. Okay. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkayonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. We'll read two again, both 21 and 22 together again. Bahyas parsheshva saktatma Vindyat atmani yat sukham Sabrahma yoga yuktatma Sukhamakshayam ashnute Yehi samsparshaja bhoga Dukkayonaya evate Adhyantavanta kaunteya Nateshu ramate buddha. So, there are sense organs. There are sense objects. Okay? The sense objects by themselves cannot do anything to you. The sense organs by themselves cannot do anything. They must have what is called sparsha. There must be a sparsha. The sense organs must come in contact with the sense objects. Okay? This should happen. And when this happens, it generates pleasure. Yes? Somebody gives you a nice massage, generates pleasure. Okay? So pleasure will come. The wise person understands the nature of sense pleasures and the nature of Atma Ananda. There are two types of Anandas. Okay. One Ananda is called Vishaya Ananda. The other is called Atma Ananda. Vishaya Ananda comes to you, comes to all of us, by contact of the sense organs with the Vishaya. Owning something, touching something, eating something. You have Moda. Yeah, Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Let me give you a little example. Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Three types of Vishaya Ananda. Well, I am and a few others here. Okay. We are all from Kolkata, Bengal. So today let's all be sitting together and somebody asked me, what sweet do you like the best? So I said, Mishti Doi. Mishti is sweet. Doi is Bengali pronunciation for dahi. I said, Mishti Doi amar pachand. I like Mishti Doi. So now I close my eyes, and in Kolkata there are shops there, Keshidas, Jolo Jog, and all these shops are there. I think of that place, I think of myself eating Mishti Doi. It gives you ananda. If you had eaten, my brother is here, and the people are here who are from Kolkata. Okay, the people here from Maharashtra, when I say Shri and Puri, does it not give you, even imagination does not give you. That is called Priya. Now you have gone to the shop, ordered, and that vastu is in front of you. Your mishti dough is in front of you. Peel the paper, take your spoon and moda. You have not yet consumed it. Moda. Now you are wiping fingertips and licking the thing. Pramoda. It is called Vishaya. And the Vishayananda is also referred by another name, Kosha Ananda. Kosha Ananda means there are koshas, 5 layers as though in our system. There is a physical layer, there is a physiological layer, there is a psychological layer, there is an intellectual layer, and there is a layer of ignorance. Ignorance is I do not know. Hey, not knowing itself is something is a great pleasure. A tsunami is stuck at night, little sleep. What happened? There was a tsunami. Huh? I was in ignorance layer. This is called Kosha Ananda. The wise man knows this, okay? Even you and I know. We are all wise people. Krishna talks to his wise people. We are all wise people. We are all wise people. This is, Kosha Ananda, Vishaya Ananda. But what does he know? The Brahma Yoga Yuktatma, one who knows, who is Brahma Yoga Yukta, one who is clear in Brahma Vidya, one who is abiding in the knowledge. Yeah, go back to that. One who is abiding in the knowledge is aware of a reality that Kosha Ananda, Vishaya Ananda will come, go. Will come, go. Nice song, no? Aati rahe bahare, jati rahe bahare. है ना? आता जाता है. The fellow has composed lyrics and you sing it also. Listen to this song. Aati rahe bahare, jati rahe bahare. Jab tak hai fursat. As long as there is space inside, you can enjoy the ananda. But if you are going to be carried away with the pleasure and bogged down by the pain, you are a sammudha, an unwise person. So easily said. Huh? The Brahma Yoga Yuktatma knows there is a Vishayananda, there is a Koshananda. He is aware that there is one Akshaya Atma Ananda. There is an Ananda which is your Swarupa, which is Akshaya, which doesn't go away. Once you hook on to that Ananda, it doesn't go away from you. It doesn't go away. He knows that. In your awareness, we don't have to be that kind of jnani, even in our relative sense. I am aware that I am going through good times. Gives me anand. I am going through not so good times. Deep down, I am aware that this is finite happiness and finite sadness. As an awareful person, I am able to objectify both the pleasant and the unpleasant. While I am able to experience the finite happiness because of the PMS, I cannot experience the infinite because that is very me. In fact, am I experiencing myself? Yeah, you are experiencing yourself all the time. And the moment you become aware, the moment you become aware, the moment you're able to objectify the finite happiness, the finite sadness, there is fursat. Jab tak hai fursat, there is space, precious space. You are with yourself. Muck goes away. We'll see this in detail in the coming lessons. I'll also see the next one because that's important for you to do dhyanam for the whole of this week. ये ही जो संस्पर्शजा भोगा, जो स्पर्श से मिलता है, जो भोग सुख. I said in Hindi because it's very easy. The pleasure that comes to you because of bhoga, samsparsha. Okay, please understand. Dukkha yonaya evate. It also has inbuilt sorrow. Because adya antavat. There is a beginning, there is an end. When pleasure comes, you're happy. When pleasure goes, dukkha. Adya antavat. Buddha, the wise one, teshu na ramate. He doesn't give too much importance to that. He doesn't go beside himself. You want to acquire something. Okay, you want to buy something new, a gadget. I somehow keep pointing out to this gadget. To buy this, it's a Brahma Prayatna. It's a lot of costs, a hell of a lot of money. Saving, finding the right shop, finding the thing and everything, he says cover is charged, charger is charged, earphone is charged. 70,000 plus this plus that, it comes to 90,000. Even acquiring is paid. So, dukkham, when you acquire, the pleasurable object, when you acquire dukkham, then maintaining is dukkha-taram. It is and even more, because even as you are buying this, new models have come in the market. Dukkha-taram. And when it somehow goes away from you, falls, or something happens and it doesn't work, like somebody said, my crashed. Even when I restore factory settings, it's not working. It is dukkha. And the costlier, expensive it is, even more. You buy a Mercedes Benz and it is trapped in your jalebi traffic of this place. You're neither able to go forward, not able to go. At the end of the day, it consumes a lot of fuel also. Not just consumes, guzzles fuel. Look at your fuel bill. So, the wise man understands that sense objects, sense pleasures have inbuilt dukkha. He understands that koshananda, vishayananda is fine. Not only are they limited, he also understands that this sukham that you get is defective sukham. Because why is it defective? Adhyanta. Now I've enjoyed so much of happiness. Let me take a little more knocks. No, nobody wants that. Yeah, I made enough profit. So if I lose money, it's perfectly okay. No, it's not okay. So it is adhya antavat. And O Kaunteya, O Arjun, na teshu ramate Buddha. The wise man does not revel in this. So what is the way? I don't want it. Indifference. Yeah, all this gives me problem that I'm going to. There's a guy who spoke long. This shadi wadi mein problem. I don't want to get married. At 60 plus, everybody is gone. He's all alone. So I wish I had married. The problem. So pushing it away doesn't solve problems. So then what? This gives me problem. So I will live without it. Nahi chalta aise. It is not this extreme or that extreme. It is intelligently living. It is living intelligently. So the Buddha, the wise man, teshu na ramate. That's what the teacher wants to point out. 23, we will see. Okay, I'll quickly, no, I'll take it next week because, it also is connected. Even if all this wisdom is there still is a problem. Somebody will say, I'm helplessly drawn. I'm helplessly drawn towards all this. Okay. To such a person, the teacher says, Kama Krodha Udbhavam Vegam. Okay. And what has he done? He has Sodhum Shaknoti. He has overcome the pressures of Kama Krodha. Okay, Shaknoti Haiva Saha Sodhum Prak Sharira. Then, when such a person, when you live a life like that, the Vedanta thing is such a person, okay, once this body is dropped, once then they say when death happens, okay, uh, such a person is a truly happy person. They say. We will see this in detail in the next one. When he said truly happy, how do we relate to it? We will see. Okay? And so, one, we started with value for the teaching. After having value for the teaching, Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, so that you have the knowledge well assimilated. When you do this, you are free here, free from conflict here itself, not in some other loka. And how does he, what is the phalam, what is the result of this? You are not carried away by happiness or pleasant results. You are not bogged down by unhappiness or unhappy results, unhappy outcomes. There is a sense of balance. You understand that ananda coming from the Vishaya has its limitations. That you don't avoid that ananda, but you also do not indulge. There is an intelligent restraint. Okay? And you also understand that sparsha ananda brings which is dukkha. You deal with it appropriately. Go back to my original statement. Abide in knowledge, alive to realities. Abide in the knowledge, alive to realities. You are a balanced human being, balanced being. We'll see in our next verse. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samastha sukhino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanya पृथ्वी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्रह्मणा सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय सब संतों की जय May Gita come into your lives. May Krishna come. So